If you're entering into a relationship but something feels off, what are you doing? Is she being very secretive when you ask about her past? Does she casually spit out other men's names in conversation? If you're seeking a dependable relationship, it's possible that you're in danger, but don't worry, we'll save you from that today. To determine if she had multiple sexual partners, simply keep an eye out for these signs. These 10 signs will give you direct hints about how she has led her past life. Remember, it's not about being judgmental, it's about finding the right partner who will not play with your feelings and will commit to a long-term relationship. So stay with us until the end of the video and learn if a woman is worth getting into a relationship with, or if you should just cut ties as soon as possible. Number 1. Extremely comfortable with physical intimacy. Did your first intimate time with her turn out to be worrisome instead of an awesome one? Did it turn out to be unexpected? I mean, you expected it to be amazing, but was it way too amazing? Was she too comfortable and bold with physical intimacy? It could be a sign that she's been there, done that many times before. If you are confused, let me explain. Instead of you being the person to make the first move, she initiates like a pro. An experienced woman doesn't shy away from cuddling and kissing. Instead, she is even open to more advanced or even weird moves and takes everything you throw at her. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. As a guy, you can tell if it's her first time or if she's taken part in the Kama Sutra Olympics many times already. So if your guts tell you that she is too experienced in physical intimacy, then it could be a sign you should not ignore, but at the same time, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. So early, some people can be naturally more expressive and talented and bed, so you must look out for the other signs as well to ensure that she is the right partner for you. Number 2, avoids emotional closeness. Men, no matter how strong they are, feel mentally weak sometimes. At such times they turn to their partner for emotional support. A spiritual connection and emotional support are crucial aspects of a relationship, as they help the couple endure difficult times together. However, what if your partner doesn't respond to your calls? What if she is physically present but emotionally distant? Let's say you're attempting to engage in a conversation with her, but she seems to take the conversation lightly, changing the subject quickly or breezily when you try to delve into her heart. She immediately shifts the conversation to a more casual one, leaving you feeling a sense of emptiness. However, this could also indicate that the person is more reserved or has experienced emotional hurt in the past, suggesting that you should wait a bit before making a decision. Thirdly, her past may not be clear or coherent. One major sign that she may have had multiple sexual partners in the past is the inconsistencies in her history. Let's say months have gone by, and you still can't say with confidence that she has shared her past clearly with you, and the things she shared are either too cloudy or inconsistent, which means she tells you one story one day and a different story the other day. Depending on the day, these inconsistencies could be mentioning names of more than one guy, or she may mention a lot long-term EX in one conversation. Then later say they've never had a serious relationship, or she describes a specific hobby they shared with a past partner, but that hobby clashes with their current interests. It's important to remember that not everyone enjoys reliving old relationships. Some people might prefer to focus on the present with you. However, if their vagueness or inconsistencies are making you feel insecure or suspicious, it's worth an exploration. So what should you do in this situation? If she's really interested in a relationship, have a serious conversation with her about this and ask her to explain her past. When you do this, her actions will reveal more than her words. If she opens up and fills in the blanks with warmth and clarity, that's a positive sign. But if she keeps giving you contradictory information, it might be time to break up with her before she plays with you. Remember that you should never make snap decisions like this. You can figure it out by giving it enough time and watching to see if her history seems to become less clear over time, or if she begins to talk about her past more. Fourth, she frequently modifies your plan at the last minute after gaining your trust. Do you observe that she frequently cancels plans at the last moment? These changes in her plans can be more annoying than changes in the stock market. Have you ever wondered why this keeps happening? If she cancels the plans for obvious reasons once or twice, it makes sense, but if it persists, there must be a problem. It's also worth noticing that she always gives vague reasons for these cancellations. She may tell you that a surprise meeting came up, but surprise meetings don't come every other day. Or she may say a friend came into town, but she's very careful about not revealing the identity of that friend. Then, my friend, you should not let her play with you like this anymore. Clearly, she is prioritizing something above your relationship with her, and this is a sign that cannot be ignored. It's important to remember that everyone has a busy life and things can pop up unexpectedly. Maybe they have a demanding job with unpredictable hours, or a close friend going through a tough time who needs their support. However, if these last-minute cancellations are becoming a regular occurrence and you're feeling left out or unimportant, it's worth a conversation. Again, communication is the key here. Just approach her calmly and ask her why she had to repetitively cancel plans. Let her know that this is unacceptable to you and sort things out with her number. 5. Compares you to ex-partners. When a woman starts dating for the first time, she doesn't compare you to anyone else because you're the only person she knows. When she's been with other men, she'll compare you to them whether she wants to or not. How can you tell if she compares you to her ex-boyfriends? She might say that the beef steak you cooked at home is better than the one she used to enjoy with her ex. Or she might talk about how her ex loved a certain activity that you never suggested. Other times, when you fight with her, she might end up comparing your flaws with those of her ex-boyfriend. These comparisons, no matter how subtle, can make you feel insecure and make you wonder if you measure up. But most importantly, they can make you wonder about her past life and how many relationships she had. Before you doubt your abilities, breathe deeply and tell yourself the fault is not in you. People who spend a lot of time with diverse individuals will eventually begin to compare them. If she often compares you to other guys, tell her you're not someone she can mess with. Let her know that you are not like other men. If you are a viewer of this channel, it is likely that you are not ranked 6th. Are you very secretive about phone use? Does your partner's phone become their most prized possession when you're around? Maybe they quickly turn it off, SW screens it, or they become very private about taking calls when you're around. This phone secrecy can be suspicious and make you wonder if they're hiding something. She probably doesn't want you to see her phone because she's in touch with some of her ex-boyfriends, or she might just not want you to see her chat history or pictures from the past. If you ask her to show you her phone, she may become upset, believing that you lack trust in her. This could potentially place you in a challenging situation where you are unable to inquire about her phone. However, it's important to keep in mind that everyone has the right to privacy, and some individuals may be extremely protective of their personal space. Perhaps they have work-related conversations they prefer not to discuss, or they value their alone time for scrolling. However, if the relationship is strong enough, there will come a time when the couple doesn't need to hide their phones from each other. Therefore, give it some time to see if she changes. If she doesn't change, you should consider ending your relationship once you've verified her phone activities. Number 7. She is intensely focused on her appearance. For instance, she might keep her phone private and pay close attention to both her appearance and yours. She may spend a lot of time getting ready, constantly check her reflection, or often compliment other people's looks. While being proud of your looks is healthy, it could mean she has dated other attractive men. You might be wondering how this is related to the possibility of her having had multiple sexual partners in the past. Well, focusing too much on her own or other people's appearance could indicate that she is the kind of person who is more interested in what's outside rather than what's inside. I mean, what she might seek is physical attraction, not an emotional connection. In extreme cases, she might even compare your physical appearance with her ex or any other random person she sees on the phone. So instead of talking with you about things that require emotional depth, if she is spending her time comparing you with others, then you have the right to ask why. And even after a serious discussion about this topic, if she doesn't stop with these superficial conversations, then let her know that it makes you feel insecure and it needs to stop. Otherwise, it would be better to part ways before it's too late to make a decision. Just remember that some people are naturally more image conscious, so even if she acts like this, but her history is crystal clear to you, it just means that that's part of her personality, and she needs to be embraced the way she is. Number 8. Disinterest in discussing sexual health. Talking about sex is weird, but is an extremely important topic, especially sexual health that needs to be discussed by every couple. It allows you to ensure you're both on the same page about safe sex practices and can create space for open communication about your sexual desires and needs. But what if she's never interested in talking about sexual health? It could mean she is hiding something up her sleeves that may leave you wondering, what could be the reason for her to avoid the topic of sexual health? Is she just too shy to talk about this topic? Well, if she is an experienced woman, then shying away is probably not her thing. There could be several reasons that her disinterest in discussing sexual health could be related to her past. Having multiple partners could potentially increase her risk of contracting sexually transmitted infections. The fact that she can also give it to you makes her want to stay quiet about it. She also fears judgment based on her past sexual partners and the birth control method she may be using. However, you and her health require that you discuss sexual health, so be direct and state that the relationship cannot continue without it. If she gets scared and starts answering your questions, that could be a positive sign. However, if she becomes more defensive and begins to provide vague answers, she is simply exposing herself more, thereby making it easier for you to make the difficult decision. Allow her to introduce you to her friends, as discussed in point 9. Meeting your partner's friends is a big step. It's a chance to connect with the people who are important to them and for them to introduce you to their social circle. But what if your partner seems hesitant or avoids introducing you to their friends altogether? Maybe she keeps making excuses about why you can't meet their crew or change the subject whenever you bring it up. This is a very direct sign that she may be hiding something important in her life from you. When a woman is genuinely in a relationship with you, she would want to introduce you to the whole world. Only when there is a risk of something bigger is when she tries to avoid introducing her friends to you. Maybe she's afraid that her friend who are aware of her past can leak information about her sexual history. Or the chances are she had been in a relationship with one of these friends before and didn't want to bring it up in front of you. So even when you ask her about her friends, she would change the topic or jokingly dismiss it. This can leave you confused or even make you feel stupid that she doesn't even consider you worthy enough to talk about her friends. So no matter what the reason for hiding her friends is, you cannot let this one slide. Perhaps engaging in a conversation with some of her friends could provide a deeper understanding of her character, or you could approach her as if this conversation will definitively determine whether the relationship can continue or needs to end. Changing priorities that don't include you. This is the last and most important sign that will confirm if she has been with more than one sexual partner. When we're in a relationship, our partner becomes the most important person in the world to us. She becomes the priority over everything else. This is how psychology works. Therefore, if she makes you feel excluded or sets priorities that don't include you, and you consistently find yourself at the bottom of the list, it indicates that she still has other individuals occupying her time, even when it appears she has valid reasons for her choices. That can't always be the case. It's possible that she suddenly spends all of her free time with new friends, forgetting about the plans you made together or prioritizing her hobbies over you, leaving you feeling excluded. You can tell if she believes these priorities or doesn't care about you. What do you need to do now? This sign, along with others, shows that she's had multiple sexual partners. Remember that it's not about judging her. It's about how much you can handle. If this is too much for you, it's time to say goodbye to her one more time. If you notice any signs, there's always a reason for them. My advice is to give the relationship some time, learn more about her, and decide if she's a suitable fit for you. At the same time, don't settle for less than you deserve if you want a long-term relationship with a deeper connection. Do not let someone who is only interested play around with you. Remember that you are a valuable man,